two nations. Decades attention. No official war declared, yet both strike from the shadows. One has the region's most feared intelligence agency. The other funds enemies from every direction. But what really started this invisible war? Why can't Iran and Israel back down even after 40 years? And what happens? If it all explodes tomorrow, you're about to find out. To understand the tension between Iran and Israel, we have to go back to 1979. That year, Iran changed overnight. The Shah, Iran's king, was overthrown in a massive revolution. A new Islamic government took power, led by Ayatollah Khomeini. One of their first decisions, cut all ties with Israel. Why? Because this new regime believed Israel was illegitimate, a Western creation in the middle of the Islamic world. They also hated Israel's alliance with the US, now called Great Satan. Iran stopped seeing Israel as a country and started calling it the Zionist regime. And what did Israel do in response? Nothing, at least not at first, but quietly. They were watching. Israel knew something had shifted, and it wasn't going to end peacefully. In the years that followed, Iran began funding anti-Israel groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. These groups never directly said we are Iran, but the weapons, training, and money all came from Tehran. And on the other side, Israel began preparing, not just for war, but for a shadow war, one that continues to this day. The conflict between Iran and Israel never became a full-scale war, but that doesn't mean the fighting stopped. It just changed form. Welcome to the world of proxy warfare, where enemies don't fight directly, they use others to carry out their battles. In Lebanon, Iran's most dangerous proxy is Hezbollah, a heavily armed group trained and funded by Tehran. They control parts of southern Lebanon, right near Israel's northern border. In Gaza, Iran sends money and weapons to Hamas, another group sworn to destroy Israel. These groups launch rockets, dig tunnels, and strike Israeli civilians, then vanish into the shadows. But Israel, it doesn't stay silent. Over the last decade, Israeli fighter jets have carried out hundreds of airstrikes across Syria, targeting Iranian bases, weapons convoys, and militia groups. Israel rarely confirms these missions, but the message is clear. We see you, and we won't let you get too close. This shadow war has spread across multiple countries, from Iraq to Yemen, even into cyberspace. In this war, nothing is declared, but everything is deadly. If there's one thing that truly keeps Israel awake at night, it's Iran's nuclear program. Iran says it's peaceful, for energy, for science, for progress. But Israel, and much of the world, doesn't believe that. Over the years, Iran had enriched uranium, tested long-range missiles, and built secret underground facilities. It's not hard to see why Israel calls this an existential threat. In 2018, Israel's prime minister revealed a secret intelligence mission. Agents stole over 100,000 Iranian nuclear documents from a warehouse in Tehran. These files showed years of hidden experiments not for energy, but for weapons. Iran denied it all, but for Israel, the evidence was crystal clear. And then came one of the most famous cyberattacks in history, Stuxnet, a mysterious computer virus that hit Iranian nuclear facilities and physically damaged their centrifuge. It delayed their program, but it also proved that the war wasn't just on land or air. It was now inside servers, code, and networks. Today, Iran claims it's not building a bomb, but Iranian levels keep rising. Israel has made one thing very clear. We will never allow Iran to become a nuclear power. For decades, Iran and Israel have fought in the shadows. But what happens? If the shadows disappear, what if tomorrow it turns into an open war? Israel has one of the most powerful air forces in the region. With cutting-edge jets, smart bombs, and the Iron Dome defense system, they can strike deep into enemy territory. Iran, on the other hand, has a massive missile arsenal, thousands of rockets, some able to reach Israeli cities in minutes. And if Iran feels cornered, it can unleash everything. But that's not where it ends. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, Shiite militias in Iraq. Iran's allies are positioned all around Israel like a ring of fire. They wouldn't sit quietly. It would be chaos. Cities hit, airports shut, civilians trapped in bomb shelters, and worse, other nations might get pulled in. The US is Israel's strongest ally. Russia has ties to Iran. Could this become a regional war? Or worse, a global conflict? No one wants this. Not Israel, not Iran, not the world. But the truth is, it wouldn't take much. Just one mistake, one miscalculation, one wrong missile, and the Middle East could be changed forever.